Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ass Hat Podcast. I am your host, Newt. We got something special today. This is Tales of Voodoo, Issue 2, February 1969 from Erie Publications. This is a Gwandanaland Comics reprint. For a while now, this is from when they were on Amazon. Now they're on like Lulu, and their stuff's not cheap. Amazon is fairly inexpensive, and they went to Barnes & Noble, one of those. They're a company that specializes in public domain reprinting of public domain comics. And all this Erie stuff was public domain because they didn't properly copyright it. And number two, this stuff was just reprints of old public domain stuff in the first place. Let me get my history of these companies. Erie Publications. Okay, I got the big book, and that got me back into it. Because I remember as a kid seeing, the tail end of this stuff on the newsstands because they ended in about 80. So I was, little, but I remember seeing it, it'd be up there with the Creepies and the Eries and the, whatever's out from Skywald and Vampirella and Savage Sword of Conan and all that. And like, I didn't gravitate towards it. Like, I knew if I grabbed a Conan, Mom probably wouldn't say anything, but the horror stuff, because it just, to me, it looked like something I shouldn't be reading, and she would really say something like, okay. And plus, they cost more. For the price of one of those, I could usually buy 2 or 3 comics. So I kind of passed, and these just look cheap and bad. So I passed on them. Over the years of conventions and shit, I'd find them at, in the bins. And oh man, I ain't paying $5 for that. I remember seeing ones in great shape. Oh, $10, I ain't paying $10. I give you $1. And the guy, no, I'm selling for $1. And he was right. So skip ahead to, we'll find out real quick. I'll get you the exact date. January 2021, beginning of January, I paid probably about, which I didn't have to pay for shipping, probably about $6 for this. And these are the old scans of them on Gwandanaland. Took them in, printed them out. They are, slightly wider and taller than a normal comic tray, but this is magazine stuff, so that works. And it's black and white. Now, you get your covers in black and white, too, which sucks. Let's look at the back here. What's the back got to say? When Erie Publications hit the scene in the mid-'60s, they hit upon an interesting idea for writing their horror stories. They just wouldn't do it. Why pay writers? They apparently thought when there were so many great horror comic stories already out there. So Erie took stories already in print, mostly from the early 50s, and gave them the artist to redraw in a modern vein. Generally more graphic, more gory. Sometimes original stories reworked, but more often it was redrawn altogether. This was not strictly speaking legal. In fact, it was piracy. Still, either when no one noticed, perhaps the stories seemed vaguely familiar at times, or no one was left from those companies to care. Either way, Erie Publications put out some excellent work and left comics historian an interesting study. Tales of Voodoo had a great 36-issue run over 6 years. Some classic examples of the excellent stories of the golden age of horror and the modern artistic interpretation, comic history from Gwandanaland. This book, Volume 2. Volume 2, number 1, but it's issue 2, because there was no issue 1. All right, so let's open this up. Like I said, black and white. There's the cover. Look at that great cover. I mean, look at that bloody head. I mean, it's like saying they really cheat. Is that a Carlos Burgos cover? Possibly. I don't know. They might see it on the inside here. And there's their information, Facebook. That's the best place to get in touch with them. It is Carlos Burgos. He helped create what? Human Torch? And there's some more of his art there on the left. And we get, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories, plus other tales from the land of voodoo. February. And it's supposed to be published by a month. I don't think it ever was. Death Strikes Where. And they tell us here where these stories originally reprinted from. This is Strange Fantasy number 8. And it's your typical pre-code horror, some of it good, some of it not so great. But I just love this kind of stuff. I love this old pre-code horror stuff. I like having a physical copy. Yes, I know. I could do this myself almost. Fantastic Fears number 7 for Dragon Age. This is a really good one. But I like having a nice physical copy. And that's why I liked it about Gwandanaland, because they were inexpensive. You could get like 4 or 5 of these in one volume for about $15 shipped. And it's like, boom, you got a good look. I got a bunch of the Skywald stuff like that. Then they got kicked off of Amazon. They went to Barnes & Noble, or was it B-Dog? I don't remember. One of those. And they were there for a while. And they got booted off there. And it's like, and part of it, I think, might be there was another company that was doing similar stuff, but they were doing like shit that I know is not public domain. Like they were doing like the Atlas stuff. It's like, dude, that's not public domain. Yeah, nobody's going to probably come after your ass, and it's assumed, but, I love this face right there. Right dead center. Like, I recognize this art, but I can't tell you who it is. Then we got Congo Terror from Voodoo #3. I've read a bunch of these Voodoos, this series. And I wonder back then, you know, like, I didn't realize these were old reprints back then. I just thought they looked cheap and cheesy, and it did not look good. The Vanishing Dead from Voodoo #10. So, yeah, this is probably about 60 pages. A decent pre-code horror. Mask of the Monster from Voodoo 10. This one, like, that is some badass art right there. That monster. And with this shit being public domain, I'm surprised more people have not used this stuff, like this clip art and stuff. Cadaver's Revenge. This is the one. Look at that. That badass skull. Cadaver's Revenge from Strange Fantasy 5. Look at that guy getting choked. Like, just really badass stuff like that. Oh man, I love these old horror comics. I got a good collection of reprints of a lot of this stuff. Never Curse a Corpse. And we got Hear Ye! Strange Fantasy #9. This here's a lava thing. Great West, howdy friends. And this reprints the original ads and everything. And then, yeah, that's it. And where was this one made? Delaware, Middletown, Delaware. Why was it printed up in Delaware? That's, yeah, I got another one of these. I'll do it another time. But I don't know if they got Gwandanaland's got back into reprinting these with whoever the Lulu, and they're not going to be this cheap. So you're just going to have to find. I don't know if they even printed more than one copy, because these were print on demand, so I might have the only copies of these. I don't know. I got a good look. I picked up quite a bit of the Gwandana. It was like 2020 and 2021. I picked up quite a bit of their stuff. It's really good stuff. But I'm out, everybody. Hope you enjoyed them. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.